Hey there! Today we are here with James Robinson, a phenomenal multi-genre musician and improvisational master who turns music into magic. Hi James, what's going on?
Hey, you guys, just hanging. Good to be with you guys. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks so much for joining us today. So let's start by talking about your musical background. When did you fall in love with music?
Oh man, before I could walk, really, honestly, I come from a very, very large family, 13 children, and most all of us had piano lessons. So I'm the 12th child of 13. I have a younger brother. So all before me, piano lessons. So before I could even walk, I have memories of sisters and brothers playing piano and just loving music, just like it was magical. So when I was old enough to start, I started studying piano. So, and I think I was 8, I think when I started, and then moved over to guitar when I was like 11, 12. But many musicians in the family, a lot of musicians, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And James, and now let's talk about your source of inspiration. What inspires you when composing your songs?
Wow. Just everywhere. I sometimes it's obvious, like my love, I wrote her a piece of music. So I was thinking of her, which is called Hummingbird, because that's my nickname for her, because she's like a hummingbird. So something like that. Sometimes other pieces, I don't know where it comes from. It's maybe it's a longing for just beauty, and so sometimes it's a forethought. Sometimes I know what I'm going to write, and other times I just start writing. Now, the other thing is, I do feel that waiting for inspiration for me is not always the best. So sometimes it's just start writing. And usually I write and record at the same time,
Oh,
which I
yeah.
can run into problems later because I'll do something and it's like I forgot how to do it, so it's very bizarre. I'll have to go back and learn my own music. It's like, what did that guy do? Like it's someone else. But so some of it is like every day I'm trying to write something, but I love all different kinds of music. I mean, we have so much music in the world, and scales and chords, and it comes down to very simple things. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. When you are on a stage, you really like to improvise and let the music flow. How do you prepare before its performance?
I very good question. I do very little, very little. So in terms of musically, I think I try to just be physically fit. Like I try to just make sure, like if I had a choice, I would do cardio of some kind. So I wouldn't necessarily pick up the guitar. I would get on the stationary bike and do something like that, and then just be very calm and quiet. And then when I go on, then let it out. So it's not like I run through things on the guitar, because that will happen there. And I've been playing the guitar for a little while, so I kind of know how to play it a little bit. But again, so I would do cardio. I would spin on my bike, maybe do push-ups or something, and just feel like, this thing is flowing blood, so I can play.
Okay. And the last summer, you released a new EP called Lone Star. Could you tell us about it?
Yeah, I mean, so during the pandemic, so I live in the Denver area now, but of course I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, Campbell, which is very close to San Jose. Um, and so we were on lockdown, and it's very hard for musicians when we don't have, especially as you're saying, improvisation. I love improvisation. Improvisation, from my perspective, I need people to participate. Otherwise, I can't really get to that level,
Yeah,
right? So,
Yeah.
we didn't have any of this. So so I wanted to go into the studio and just put the mics, everything in the same room. So it was more like a live situation. Now, certainly it's a live recording, and just to feed off the energy. So my son is playing bass, and so we just went in the studio, and then we just played for hours and hours and hours. And of course, Bryant Mills on the drums, amazing drummer. So I had this amazing, bass and drums, and then we just played. And as you said, improvisation, and we just tried to build and then bring it down. And very, very, very happy with it. I really love that way of recording. I also love the other way where, where you track, right? So you record one part and then record another, but just going in the studio, and then there's the sound's bleeding over it, but it's totally fine, because whatever happens, it happens.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And it was magical. Magical situation.
Yeah. And so it is cathartic too. So cathartic, being able to play, that we hadn't been playing or interfacing. So I think some of that energy, I think, came into the recording, fortunately.
Well, it's time to share your music with people. So attention. So let's enjoy this one in 3, 2, 1. Go, video. Yeah.
Wow, awesome.
Wow.
So you create a real conversation between the instruments. It's awesome.
Yeah, super fun. I mean, and so again, having my son play bass is like, that's such the great joy. And then that's our buddy Celso Abriti is a Brazilian drummer, and he's like my brother. We've been playing for so long, and so when my son was very young, playing bass, 11 and 12,
Wow.
Celso used to tease him with all kinds of odd time signatures and stuff. So
Wow.
2 years later, and then have our great friend Celso, and then my son playing bass. It's so amazing,
Cool.
so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had also released album with musical styles that are very different each others. With what style do you feel more in your essence?
That's a great question. I couldn't. I don't think I could pick one. That's such a good question. I think they're all parts of who I am, and I couldn't. It's like during the day, right? So during the day, I'll listen to different music. Usually earlier in the morning, late at night, I listen to classical music. But during the day, I want something with more energy. I want to move, and if I'm driving the car, it's like the energy is good to have that energy. And so it's this, it's the same. So if I'm at a if there's a group of people and they want to dance, I mean, then I'm playing that style that fits dance. So I love having it all. So it's such a great question, and sorry, it's not a good answer, but it's all of it. I think all of it is the pieces of who I am. And then I never stop. I never stop trying something new. I'll forever study music. So I can practice scales, right? So we have to practice scales.
Yeah.
So why not practice scales with something new? Then do the same, and then have even more colors and vibes and grooves and so on. Music is very simple. Yeah, it's just three things: melody, harmony, and rhythm. So as many of those things that I can do in many colors, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
What about your goals for this year? Are you going to record a new album, go on tour, or something else?
Yeah, very good. I really want to record more and release more, actually more often. So do way more singles. But for instance, like spending weeks. So usually I have many different things recorded at the same time. So what I'd really like to do is take a poll of like my fans and ask them like, oh, what would you like me to record this week, and then record that. So if it's a classical piece or more flamenco rumba or flamenco blues, whatever, on and on and on. And I've got some there's some heavier sort of almost metal stuff that I have recorded, but right now I've got like one much more heavy sort of metal thing, and then I've got another sort of blues fusion I'm recording, and then some Americana bluegrass as well at the same time. So, but there are many, like there are some Cubana tunes, that I want to record, and so yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and James, throughout your experience on stage, is there any concert that you especially remember?
Well, so played for many years at Tapas, so Spanish Tapas.
Oh, sí.
Yeah. It's a place, so the name of the place is made up. So it's Cascal.
Sí. Yes.
So Don Durante is the owner, one amazing guy. So in Mountain View in California, there's Castro Street in California. So he took CAS, Castro Street, CAL, California. So it's at the corner. And I played there for many years and absolutely loved the people that would come in. It's very kind of small, very close.
Yeah.
And people would dance, and we would play, you know, 2 guitars, hand percussion, drum set, and I would switch drummers around. But people would come in, like, and people from, it's a great melting pot in the Bay Area of people from all over. So you have people dancing salsa, Middle Eastern dance, you know, people from Iran, you know, India,
Oh,
Mexico, you know,
wow.
so, you know, so all the different people coming in, and so it was
Wow.
wonderful to, and then close, and then we'd play and they would dance. So those are cherished memories, playing at Cascal. Yeah, I would say that. I mean, and then other, you know, wonderful concerts, you know, that I've played for.
Yeah.
Recently opened for Il Divo, do you know the vocal group Il Divo? So that was wonderful, opening for them in Saratoga, California.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could go on and on, but yeah, those come to mind.
Oh, interesting. With artists would you like to share on a stage or work together on other musical projects?
Oh, wow, so many. Can it be living, or does it have to be?
Ah,
Oh man, you know, I'm gonna leave so many people out because there are so many. The first, you know, Al Di Meola, Pat Metheny. I mean, obviously, you know, Paco de la Thea. I mean, wow, yeah, yeah. Larry Carlton. Oh man, Alan Holdsworth, Steve Vai. Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, Steve Vai is just, and Steve Vai has been wonderful for super helpful to me. He's just such a great guy, but what an amazing musician. John Williams, a classical guitar player. You know, the Romeros, the Pepe Romero, the Spaniard, amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and I know I'm leaving people out. Keep going. Yeah, Doc Watson. Oh, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Yeah, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Wow. Yeah.
Hendrix, going, you know.
yes.
And what do you think of current music scene, James?
Oh, please say again.
Uh,
Please say it again.
what do you think of current music scene?
I think that yeah, I mean, we have, it's, I would say it this way, you know, like, it's the best of times. Some of it is you know, it's what is the saying? It's the best of times, it's the worst of times. I think we have, you know, looking at the positive, we have more music. I mean, I can go on and listen to any music. It's just amazing. And people are producing music now that just sounds amazing and is more amazing. And I think, you know, I don't want to be too critical, but some of the pop music that's getting, you know, like where it's 4 chords and it's repeating and there are computers used, maybe that's not the best, but there's certainly great pop music out there. But I think overall music today is way better. I mean, you had geniuses before, but now, so everyone gets a chance, and we're developing, you know, I think it's like that in like most anything now. I mean, we have amazing things going on, so we can make recordings now in, you know, in our bedrooms that rival or sometimes better than studios from before. So this is all amazing stuff.
What is your opinion about digital impact, both with social media and mainstream platforms?
Oh, you mean like Spotify and
Oh,
yes, for example,
yeah,
Spotify, SoundCloud, and
Instagram.
others.
So it's similar. So again, it's the best of times, it's the worst of times. So without those, people would not have gotten a chance. So that aspect of it's very good, but then the other aspect of it is that people, yeah, people are not always getting paid what they should off you know, those platforms. But again, people have much more of a chance to get their music out there. So very, very good. Some criticism. So yeah.
Okay. And to conclude this interview, would you like to send a message to the audience that is watching you right now?
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys for having me. And I wish everyone the best.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and that's all. It was so nice sitting down with you today.
Gracias.
Gracias, gracias a ti. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
James.
Thank you guys.
Until the next time. Bye.
Ciao.
Adiós.